Everyone, it's KIREI here for Bramble Fox, and I have a brand new layout using one of the new sets available in the shop now. So I've got the Sweet Memory set. I'm also using the Cute Winter Warmers set, and I've got the Fox Cut Stencil number 133 and the Paper Snips 87, and they are both from the February Fox box. Okay, so I am still going with festive photos. I've got quite a lot to scrap, to be completely honest. So I'm sure I'll end up, some of those will not get scrapped until next Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd crack on with these ones. So I've got some photos here, and it was from an evening out just before Christmas to see Christmas Carol at the Old Vic with my wonderful friend Andrea. So she's been my longest friend here in the UK. I first met her when I actually moved into a house share with her. And yeah, so and then we lived together for about 5, 6 years when she bought a place. And yeah, I was her bridesmaid. So we've known each other a long time. So we don't get to see each other as much now. She's got family, and yeah, but we always love it when we get together. Anyway, she decided to invite me to see a Christmas Carol. The family, usually a few of the family go each year. It's a bit of a tradition. And this year she thought she'd invite me, which was really, really lovely. So, and it was definitely a really festive thing to do. Anyway, so I'm using the Simple Stories collection. It's Snow Pine Lodge from last year, and I loved this collection. I just love the colours. So I'm sort of hanging on to it because I know I'm going to use it. And I've just got the Sweet Memory title in that really lovely ruby red, and I've got the reds in some of the pattern papers. There's quite the building is lit up in red, so that tied in really, really nicely. So I definitely wanted to have the red in my papers to work with the Sweet Memory title. And then I've just brought in some of the papers in the sort of tealy greens, and that's the other sort of star paper, which is quite a dark green, dark sort of olivey green. Just as a subtle bit. I've now mounted my photos, and it's sort of a mustardy yellow background because I realised the flower clusters have some yellow in there, so I thought I'd just add a little bit of that as an accent. So there's not lots of it. The main colours are really the red and then that sort of tealy green. So I've got my strips. So because I've had this collection, I think it was from last year, um, I've used quite a bit, and I've got different bits and pieces. So I figured I'd try and use them up. So I'm just using strips across the layout, the top and the bottom, just layering them up, distress the edges. And then I'm just creating some clusters there. And that what I was doing was really just playing with the ephemera, working out where I thought it was going to go until I'm happy with it. And then I'll sort of start to get things stuck down. And yeah, so, done that. I'm now got this is Fox Cut number 133. It's from the February Fox box. So it's got these cute little hearts in this sort of crosshatch design. And I'm just adding a little bit to the background using Distress Oxide in Sponge Sugar. It's quite subtle, actually, in the photographs. To be honest, it fades out a bit when I was lightening my photos up. But yeah, I just like, I don't tend to go too heavy with stenciling. It tends to be just subtle detail in the background for me. So, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. Just trying to work out where it's going to go. The bottom strips I'd already stuck down before I thought, oh, I'm going to add my stenciling. So yeah. Anyway, I've got that down. I can get that top strip stuck down, and then I can get my photos on and get those embellishment clusters down that I was playing with earlier. So my photos in the strip, I've just added foam tape to the top edge just to raise that up slightly. And, those who know me will know I do like to get lots of dimension into my layout. So I'm all about layers and distressing and adding extra texture. And yeah, so now they've got the fabulous floral ephemera that I really love. So I'm using that as the base for my 3 clusters, and I'm working with the rule of 3. So it's always about doing things in, well, odd numbers. I mean, 3 is obviously quite a key one, but it helps draw the eye into your layout. So I've got the cluster at the top, over on the far right, and then on the bottom, I'm adding a cluster. Now, the paper snips here are obviously all quite sort of love and Valentine's focused. But there's a few elements in there that I could use on here. So I pulled off the tickets because I thought, well, we were at the theatre, so that works perfectly. I've got this cute little heart-shaped light bulb, and I did want to add a little bit more pink in that bottom right cluster because I didn't have too much there. So I thought that would work well. I did pull out the balloon, but I don't end up using that. So now I'm going to get the clusters stuck down. So you just notice then I added a little bit of foam tape to the top of the tree there just to raise that up very slightly. And then I'm raising up the Oh What Fun banner there because that's going to sit over the top of the floral piece. Then I'm just getting my things placed back down, making sure I'm happy with where I've got them. And then, yeah, so this layout did actually come together relatively quickly, certainly for me anyway, because I sort of had some of those strips ready, and that's helped me create the basis of my layout. To be completely honest, so yeah, and then it was really just a matter of working with the clusters. I had that, that lovely ruby red title, Sweet Memory, which was really what helped me work out the sort of colours that I wanted to put together. So yeah, so it's now just a matter of popping everything together. And this is the bit I love. I love adding all the bits and pieces. So I've got obviously the other perspectives over there, which is the snowflakes. Oh, here are the paper snips. I did snip out a few of the word phrases. So I've got a day to remember, happy times, and then laughter shared, memories made. So I just added one of those to each of the clusters. And then you'll see I have also got the snowflakes over on the left there. They're the perspectives from the Winter Warmers set. And that set includes snowflakes in the white and the really light ice blue. And it also has some mugs in a very deep, dark sort of ink colour. So I'm getting those white snowflakes tucked in. I've got two down the bottom, and then I'll add one to the top cluster. And then we're getting there. We're not too much more to do. I've got title to, and I've forgotten to pull it off the backing. I generally do that. When I get my bits and pieces, I tend to go through and sit down and I go through all of the perspectives and I take off all the backings. There's something quite sort of, I don't know, something quite sort of relaxing about doing that, but I'd obviously not done that here. So yeah, don't forget to take those backings off. I've got some enamel dots I'm just adding into my clusters. I'm playing around here. I didn't have loads left, so I was trying to sort of work out, which colours I'd work with. I've got that sort of yellow colour, which I don't have lots of anyway, so it was quite nice to add a little bit of extra with the enamel dots. And then I brought in that sort of tealy green, and then there's a red. They're all sort of glittery ones, which are nice. After actually I finished, I realised I did have the decorative brads from the collection, so I do add a few more of those to my clusters. I'm figuring out here where my journaling's going to go. I couldn't quite decide whether to bring it, keep it right down the bottom there, but I ended up going sort of across the middle and it sort of flows down. So that worked fine, which I will obviously add off camera. And then finally, I'm like, what else is there? So of course, a bit of splatters I'll add with some gold ink. And this one, yeah, just a little bit across the clusters, and then I'm done. So here we go. Here is the final layout with everything completed. And here are the close-up details of those wonderful perspectives. You'll find those in the shop now, and those paper snips, and you should just see some of the stencil detail. I mean, it did get faded a little bit, but anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.